Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hoyundi Fulipelani Ma Shapa Mananyana Muvenda. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a veteran in this channel, welcome back for yet another exciting episode of Risk Money and Insurance. Okay, and so today we are just wrapping up the car insurance series. We've been talking about car insurance for 3 weeks now. This is like the third week. And so if you haven't watched the previous 2 videos, go ahead and click on them right now and watch them before watching this one. And also, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Subscriptions are free, so you don't lose anything, you don't pay anything to actually subscribe. So subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also don't forget to share the video with friends to engage in such conversations. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And without much ado, let's just get into the video, because today we are talking 7 things that actually affect your car insurance premium, right? So the premium is the amount of money that you pay on a monthly basis, usually to the insurer, right? For you in order to maintain your car insurance cover. And if you stop paying your premium, you actually lose your car insurance cover, right? Unless if the insurer, of course, gives you what we call a premium holiday. So now it'll be interesting to actually find out what are the things that insurers are looking at to determine your premium. So I have, as usual, seven things here with me, and we'll just be tackling them one by one to see like what is it that is affecting my premium. Okay, cool. Number 1 is age, right? So the major assumption that we have is that the younger you are, the more reckless you are in your driving, and so you are likely to be involved in a car accident. But then the older you are, a lot of people, when they're older, when they have kids, they drive more carefully and they have more experience in driving, so their premium actually ends up being low. And at the same time, I think a factor to consider is that if you are between the ages of 18 and 24, 25, you are considered to be very risky, so your insurance premium is likely to be high. And then number 2, right, the make and the model of the car. This makes so much difference, right? I mean, some call it a myth, others call it a fact, that actually there are colors that are visible at night and other colors are just not visible. So if your car is red or black, it's less likely to be visible. If your car is like white or green, then it's more visible at night. And so cars that are not visible at night are considered to be high risk, and those that are not that are visible are considered to be low risk. But then other insurers that use telematics, for example, they sort of check the speed of your car, accidents, whatever. I know Discovery does this a lot. They use telematics to determine your premium. So it's like how you drive ends up driving your premium at the end of the day, like at the end of the month and whatsoever. So it depends on the company, but I just found it to be interesting that if your car is red or black, you're likely to pay higher premium. Okay, that's if the insurer takes into account the color of your car in calculating the premium. But also other things that are affected by the make or the model of your car will include something like security features. How secure is your vehicle? For something like a Volvo that specializes in safety, it's more likely to be considered as low risk compared to something like a Polo Vivo that they steal a lot, especially if you have a Polo Vivo in Joburg, like you are high risk, and this is reflected on the premiums, because Polo drivers pay a lot in premium, because those cars are actually sold for parts and all of that. And also, the more expensive your car is generally, because that means your parts are more expensive to replace, that will make your premium to be a bit higher. Okay, cool. Another thing that we need to look at is the type of parking, right? So number 3, type of parking. And then with this one is just a consideration of where do you park your car? Do you park your car by the street? Do you park it in a garage? Do you park it like in a secured complex or whatever? These are the things that matter, because then if it's outside, then you never know. Someone can just break into your car, take it, and then when you wake up in the morning, dololo car, there's nothing. So these are the things that you must, consider, especially when you're about to buy a car, or when you considering buying a car. These are the things that will affect your premium. Whereas if your car is parked in a garage, it's safe, it's secured, we take that as low risk. So your car, if it's in a garage, then you're likely to pay less on your premium. And also, it also just ties in with different weather conditions. For example, if your car is parked by the street and there is hail, like we experienced hail in Joburg this week, and so these are the things that come into play, because if your car is just parked barely outside, then that means like it can get damaged. Your windscreen can get damaged from the hail or whatever that's going on. Someone can scratch your car as they're passing by. A lot of things can happen. All right, we're moving on now to number 4. So number 4 is the location. Where are you driving your car? Are you driving it in like a busy city where like it's a high, hijacking zone, or you're driving it in a rural area where, it's safe, it's secured? These things like count. The province as well. We know like places like Joburg versus Limpopo, your car is likely to get hijacked in Joburg compared to in Limpopo. Things like that, they do come into play, although we have some parts of Limpopo that are sort of like high hijacking zones. So if you find yourself living in a high crime zone or a high hijacking zone, then you are more likely to pay more on your premium, because the assumption is that you are more likely to be hijacked or your car is likely to be stolen. So those are the things to consider, like when you're about to move or when you're about to choose, a place to stay, in the long term. You should consider like security, the crime in that area, how safe it is, because these are the things that at the end of the day, they not only affect you, they also affect like other things that are associated with you, like your insurance. Okay, cool. Number 5, I'm trying to just go through them, and I hope this one will be short. The use of a car, right? So is your car being used for personal or private use, or it's being used for business purposes? For example, a lot of people are now Uber drivers and all of that. So your premium is likely to be higher, because an insurance for a car that is being used for Uber, you need to cover the passengers. So there's a passenger liability that you also need to include in your car insurance. And also Uber, I know Uber like requires you to have that insurance. So you are more likely to pay more, because now you're not only just covering your car, you also need to cover like the individuals that you'll be transporting or whatever it is that you'll be transporting. And also if you are transporting maybe like dangerous or hazardous chemicals and whatnot, your car will be considered like as a high risk. The use of your car will be considered as high risk, and so you're likely to pay more in your insurance premium. All right, cool. Number 6 is the gender of the driver, right? Well, this one, the gender of the driver, this one, we're not saying who is a better driver than the other, because I know it's an argument for a lot of couples. We're not saying who's the better driver, but what we essentially saying is that females, statistically, right, have fewer accidents than males. But like with stats and numbers, they can be interpreted in a lot of ways, and also we need to sort of like interrogate the data. It might just be a thing of the way just many male drivers compared to female drivers. You get what I mean? So of course, in terms of numbers, the percentage of accidents resulting from male drivers will be higher, considering that the sample that we have is not even, right? So these are some of the things. So you just take this one with a pinch of salt. We're not saying females are better drivers than males. They could be, come on. They could be better drivers than males, but in general, because males are involved in accidents, more accidents than females, well, being a male affects your premium. If you're a male, you're gonna pay more. A male who's 23 like me is likely to pay more on their insurance compared to me as a female who's like 23. All right, Cool. And then the last one, number 7, I love this one. So it's the age of your license. So when you got your license actually matters, because we're working on the assumption that if you got your license earlier, when you were 18, for example, then you've had sort of like a bit of time to actually, learn how to drive, you are proper. But then we know that's not true, because some of us, we get our license and we still don't have cars. So it's like, what are you saying? But generally, the older the age of your license, then you are more likely to actually pay less on your insurance. And then there are other things that are related to your license, right? For example, what are the number of offenses that are under your name? Like, how many speeding tickets have you gotten? These are the things that affect your premium. And an interesting fact that I learned last week was actually the fact that your unpaid speeding tickets affect your credit score, and also they affect whether like they can damage your credit score, so it can actually pop up in your job applications and whatnot. So if you have speeding tickets, please pay for them because you don't want those things affecting your credit score. And also in Joburg, there are a lot of cameras everywhere, guys. It's like wherever you turn, there's a camera. So just make sure that you stick to the speed limits, because these are the things that will affect your premium at the end of the day. They'll get hold of such information, and if you still have like outstanding issues, number of accidents that you've been involved in, they're like a lot. You get involved in 5-6 accidents a year, then you are more likely to pay more on your insurance. So that is the end of the 7 factors that affect your insurance premiums. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two in this whole entire insurance series. And I cannot wait to give you content for next week. It's something different. It's a new section that I'm introducing in my channel. And I hope you guys love it. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you so much. See you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.